It has been my privilege to be part of TVG from the very beginning when it launched back in July of 1999. And with the exception of that initial announcement, there has been no bigger announcement until what happened today. The news being released that the parent company of TVG, Betfair, had made an acquisition in conjunction with Stronach Holdings to acquire HRTV and merge the television operations. Joining us now to talk about this deal and some of the particulars about it is the CEO of Betfair US and TVG, Kip Levin. Kip, look like you haven't got much sleep lately. A lot going on.
Probably right. Yeah.
Look, why now? We're 16 years in to TVG. Why did this deal come together at this moment in time?
Yeah, that's a great question. I know over the history of the company there have been a few starts and stops about doing this. You know, I think now the Stronach Group in particular has made a really big investment and want to continue to make a really big investment in the racing product. You know, they're one of the biggest premium racing providers in the United States with great tracks like Santa Anita and Gulfstream. They've continued to invest in the on-track experience, into the racing, and they want to continue to do that. And likewise, you know, we have, and Betfair, with Betfair's support, have made a really big investment in TV and building out a world-class TV product.
Kip, speak to the impact that this deal will have on the overall wagering business for TVG.
Yeah, so, you know, along with the investment in TV and the studio, the company's also made a really big investment in our wagering products, as evidenced by our new mobile products. Our iPhone app, for example, is industry leading now. So for us, this gives us now a broader platform to market those products to our wagering customers as well.
Obviously, content is everything when it comes to television, and adding these Stronach racetracks is a big deal. But I thought one of the aspects that was refreshing, it's a long-term deal. How long is this deal?
Yeah, so it's a 7-year content rights agreement along with acquiring the network. So we'll have an obligation to air all the great racing that we haven't had historically. We've had some of their tracks, and some of their tracks have been exclusive to their network. So it's exciting. We get to figure out how do you run two networks in tandem and in conjunction. How do you do it to, I think, shine a brighter light on the bigger premium races, but at the same time, there's an opportunity to actually show more racing across the U.S. So every year we show about 27,000 races. They show 15,000. A lot of those overlap. Now we can figure out how do you run them together. So again, you guys can spend more time talking about the big races, and then we've also got more space to
I've had a number of people reaching out on social media and saying, well, what does this mean to the Churchill-owned tracks that appeared on HRTV? Will that continue?
Correct. That will continue. HRTV has an agreement with Churchill, so those races will continue to honor that deal, and we've had a long-standing relationship with them as well. So we think this is a great opportunity for us to strengthen that relationship too.
TVG has always led the way in distribution. They go into more homes than any other network that covers horse racing. Now you bring HRTV into that. Yeah. What does that do for the possibilities of horse racing on a daily basis to go into more homes?
Yeah, I think that was a big part of this as well. We're in 36 plus million homes. They're in about 19 million homes, and they hadn't been able to get further distribution deals than some of the bigger carriers because, again, of that overlap in our content. So now that we can create two distinct networks that are working in unison, like a lot of the big professional sports broadcasting networks, we have a much more compelling story to go out to the distributors and say, hey, here's what we're going to do now, and we think that it makes sense to have both of these on your platform.
When Betfair came in and bought TVG, most everyone in American racing just assumed, well, it's all about exchange wagering. That's what they're here for. But as we've seen the renovation of the studios, millions of dollars put into upgrading to get to high definition television, and now we see a move like this, it really shows you that Betfair has a very much larger plan beyond exchange wagering and maybe their reputation coming in. What does it say about the company of Betfair to make a move like this?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the biggest investments that they've made under the CEO, Breon Corcoran, and I think they believe in this business, they believe in what we're doing here, and it shows with the investment that they've made.
I have to tell you, I mentioned my history here at TVG. I can remember our legal counsel, John Heineman, always having to go to these California horse racing board meetings. HRTV would have Santa Anita, we would not. We'd have Del Mar, HRTV wouldn't. And each time it's like, when are you guys going to get together? Today, you got to deliver some good news at the CHRB meeting. Must have been nice.
Yeah, it was great. And it was well received. And I think everybody's excited about what it means for horse racing in California and across the country.
Well, speaking on behalf of the staff members here, we're all very excited about this moment. We're also looking forward to welcoming in some of our HRTV colleagues as this transition happens. But I can tell you, without a doubt, as a horse racing fan, this is a monumental moment. Thanks for making it happen.
Thanks. All right.
Kip Levin, our CEO of Betfair US and TVG, talking about the huge announcement of TVG and HRTV merging their television operations.